Welcome back. Friday Night Live is back to its regularly scheduled day after some Thursday football last week. We're going to go ahead and check in with 23 ABC Sports Director Kari Osep, who is previewing tonight's matchup between the Falcons and the Scots. Good evening, Kari.
Hey, Alex. I know it feels about right that it is Friday Night Live on Friday night again, right? And of course, as I mentioned before, we have a good game on tap here at Independence High School as the Falcons are set to host the Highland Scots. Because you know what I love when we enter into the weeks of football is two undefeated teams going at it, and that's what we got here tonight. And we're going to start with a look at the Highland Scots first. This is a team that is coming off a confident season almost more than a year ago. It's kind of weird to say that, right? Because 2019 feels like forever ago, but the Scots this season has relied yet again on senior quarterback A.J. Cleveland, who's accounted for 7 touchdowns in 2 weeks and led his team to that 63-21 win over West High last week. But just about everyone is getting in on the scoring for the Scots, including on special teams, a little different than their close victory to open the season against North High in that first week. But Highland proving both weeks that they like to get out fast and hard in the first half, and that's something that we can for sure expect tonight, and something that the Independence Falcons are going to have to expect too. Even though they're on home turf tonight, they can expect Highland Scots to come out fast and strong. But Independence has looked strong already as well. They're 2-0 on the season, but they're relying on their junior back, Evan Peaker, who has peaked already this year, we could say. But to talk about his team, I'm going to now be joined by the head coach of the Independence Falcons football team, and that's Tyler Shahabel. And Coach Shahabel, how is it to be back out here? I know it's 2 weeks under your belt, but how has it felt this spring football season?
We're excited about it. The boys have relished the opportunity to be able to play football again, and the first 2 weeks we've been playing pretty well, so we're excited to be out here and get any type of ball in that we can.
And I'm sure it feels good. A lot of new faces on the squad taking on, key roles this year. And as I mentioned, Peaker, what is it like to have someone like that who's been week in and week out one of the strong sets on offense for you guys?
It's been important for us, and it wouldn't be possible without the returning guys up front that we have on the line that have been really able to help him shine. But, definitely having special players like that make my job a lot easier.
You got to shout out the O-line when you can, right? It always starts up front. And outside of that, Coach, what have you been most impressed about this team, especially with this strong 2-0 start?
Just their grittiness and willingness to fight back when they're under pressure. Defense getting key stops when you need them to, getting off the field on third down, and offense persevering even when things aren't going our way, just sticking to the game plan. And so, they're just a really gritty team, and that's what I'm most happy about so far this season.
And you're going to have to rely on that grit tonight. As I mentioned, Highland likes to get out to that fast start. So how do you feel like you're going to be able to stop some of that momentum that they usually bring out in the first half tonight?
I think just playing assignment football defensively and then putting some pressure on their quarterback, something that I think teams have tried to do but haven't been really successful at. That's something we're going to try to do to help us really be successful tonight, just getting pressure and playing assignment football defensively to help stop that offense.
And if you allow me to, one of my favorite parts about Coach Schabel is we are both diehard Packers fans, and it was one heck of a season but also a heartbreaking season. And I got to ask you, as a Packers fan, what was that like this year to watch some local guys on that team? And we almost made it to the Super Bowl, but we didn't. But what was that like for you?
Truly special, especially having those Bakersfield guys out there. Jordan's taking his time, but he's learned to be a great guy. And Chris balled out this year and is super happy for both those guys to represent Bakersfield, and excited for this next season for the Pack.
Absolutely. Go Pack Go and go Falcons tonight. Good luck to you, Coach. Thank you so much for joining me. But of course, everybody, as we know, we love high school football here in Kern County, but we can't not mention that today the boys in blue are back home officially as the reigning World Series champions are getting back to Dodger Stadium. And it's something we've all been anticipating, but of course, not only is the team excited because they're going to get some bling today, but also those fans about getting back to Dodger Stadium. For more than a year, it's been fanless over there, so that was a special moment. But let's take a look at the Dodgers home opener as they hosted the Washington Nationals earlier today. And of course, the main thing today, as I mentioned, was talking about the championship season. We saw the memorabilia. Of course, we saw the rings. We got the big smiles, but even bigger rings. And then, of course, you see the nice flags that were being raised in this new stadium. There was a lot of renovations as well. But let's get to the action. It was a lot of defensive effort. We like to rely on the bats for the Dodgers, so that wasn't the case. We have Gavin Lux, who lays out for the possible play of the game, a diving catch for the out early in this one, but Walker Bueller from the mound getting the start for opening day for the Dodgers, and the guys behind him just keeping it scoreless. Bueller had 4 strikeouts on the game. But then it comes to the bats in the bottom of the sixth, and Justin Turner looking to turn the tides. None on base, but he would knock out the solo shot to left center, and that would be enough for the Dodgers as they sneak out that 1-0 win to improve to 6-2 overall. But of course, they will be back at it against the Washington Nationals tomorrow. And hopefully, I know the fans were excited to be out there at Dodger Stadium. It was exciting regardless what the final score was, but a 1-0 game, I'm sure they expected a little bit more. So hopefully we'll see that tomorrow again. First pitch at 6:10 for the Dodgers and Nationals game 2 of that series. But we got to get back to what we care about here, and that's high school football. So of course, Alex, we have a lot of games on tap tonight. I'm excited. It's Friday night football. As you can see, the sun's shining. It feels nice, but we have a lot of action to get to, especially this game with Independence and Highland, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes, can't wait, Kari. All right, thank you so much.